economics perspective,
Right.
transaction costs go up, and it's very difficult. I'm actually going to make a separate video on that topic. Okay, all right. So moving on to the 1787 Fujio. This was one I was kind of on the fence with. I didn't think this one would probably stick. I didn't think it had the luster that I really would expect it to have. And also, I feel like there was a little bit of planchet issue on the bottom. But go ahead. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, as far as the luster goes, the luster is muted. However, this is what we call a dry coin. I happen to like it like this. This is a coin that hasn't had coin care applied to it and been wiped and brushed. Usually they're glossy because they put an oil on them or something. This coin's dry. It's fully lustrous. I find the coin to be a solid 64. There is a planchet problem, unfortunately, on the offers near 11 or 12 o'clock, and that's discolored in there, and that's why. So I would call this a 64 with a planchet issue. That's why I've been sticking with this coin. So
got it.
But as far as the coin not being lustrous, yeah, but if you were a copper coin born in 1787, you wouldn't be very lustrous either, right? So it just hasn't been touched. This is a virgin coin. It's not a glossy coin.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's great news.
As you're rotating the light, it has the cartwheel. It has full luster. There's no friction. The coin's uncirculated.
Jeez. I'm not even correct on like the bad parts of the coin.
Well, it's okay.
Maybe some that I think is bad that are actually
when
good.
You get it back, get in the good light and rotate, you'll see it does have, this coin could look a lot better cosmetically if someone cracked it out, put coin care on it and wiped it off and dried it off. Obviously it would pop. It doesn't have luster because it has original skin on it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's fascinating. That's really good to know. And what about the weakness of the strike on the reverse? Do you have any issues at all with towards the very bottom? If say it didn't have the planchet issue, you looked at the reverse here with the strike, would you have any issue with that?
It's one of those things that you see. I see it, but I don't even see it. It doesn't even factor in because it is a 1787 Fujio cent.
I see.
We're not talking about they didn't have the technology they have today, so you have to look at coins from the 1700s differently than the coins, let's say an 1857 large cent. The manufacturing methods, an 1857 large cent's perfect, right? And you get into chain cents and things like that. You're just not going to get the planchet quality that you can dream of. So you have to give it some latitude.
Got it. Well, I can only go back in time and have them to fix that planchet. I would have sicker.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So I'm going to move on. We got to bring up now our economy submission. So give me 1 second here to do that. We're going to have some fun with some interesting economy coins or economy submission coins. So the first one is going to be one of my favorite coins in the inventory, which is this 1861 half dollar from the Confederate States of America. It's the W11, which is a little bit tougher variety. And I really liked the look of this coin. The only problem I really have with it, of course, is going to be the abrasions on the leg. And these look like fresher, more recent abrasions. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, yeah. So I like the gray color. I do see the abrasions on the leg, although it's just from slight mishandling. It's not. It looks worse when you magnify. Although I have more of an issue at 4 o'clock on the obverse near the star. That mark there. There's a mark there, and there's a similar. And there's a mark above the eagle's beak on the reverse, and.
Yeah, it's a pretty
I would say especially the one the obverse. I mean, the one the obverse, and again, this is more of understanding how coins circulated, right? So as coins circulated, they would pick up scratches and marks and things like that. But like, how did that mark happen? How did that happen naturally, like in someone's pocket? I don't think it did. I think something was applied to it. Maybe someone did it on purpose. I'm not really sure, but I call that like slight damage. It's not from normal wear and tear. It's not typical. It is
strange. Yeah, this is a very strange long mark here. Yeah.
Yeah, and how does that happen? And the one above the beak as well. It's not just a mark from being circulated, right? I think it's something else.
Would you say this mark probably happened a long time ago, though, right?
It did, yeah, but I don't think it happened because it was in someone's pocket and it got marked up. That's an unusual looking mark.
Okay.
So that's why, this coin does have, it is a VF for sure in terms of wear. It does have, the beautiful gray color, but it does have a little bit of damage. That's why it's sticker. I don't have a problem with it being a VF, but we would, it's not a stickerable coin.
Yeah. Maybe a disgruntled member of the Confederate States of America Army here took a knife to this thing.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it would definitely help sell the coin actually if that story was true.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to this 1809. This one I was a little bit on the fence with. I really like the luster that's on this coin, but I just can't really get my head around what exactly is going on with the bust and the face of Liberty. Whether that is, it's definitely, in my opinion, not clean, but I don't know. What do you think on this?
Well, I mean, the issue is, obviously the coin's been dipped, right? You're not going to get an 1809 half. Coin 20 years old without toning, so we know dipping won't disqualify it. Believe it or not, you actually have more leeway dipping an MS65 coin than you do an AU coin. Like coins, the lower the grade on a coin as you dip them, like if you dip a VF bust half, you ruin it.
Okay.
That bust half, you ruin it. AU bust half, you can get away with it. I can kind of live with the offers. The reverse, though, it appears on the top upper half, not just dip, but it's a little bit in the fields. I'm not saying it's polished, but like someone took a cloth and wiped it. This is a coin that it is AU. If I'm describing on the phone some, I would say AU lightly clean. It's got great eye appeal. It would look great on a whatnot auction or an eBay site. It looks great on the screen. It's white and lustrous.
Yeah.
Most collectors would love it, but most collectors love, they want their coins to look like costume jewelry. Although a purist would really want one they would want a dark blue one or green.
Sure.
They want a naturally toned coin, but this coin, again, it's respectable. It's very marketable. It just doesn't stick around.
Yeah. I'm going to be glad to get this one back. I actually had this one sitting aside for, 2 months, 3 months, waiting to get the submission going because I just wasn't sure, All right. So this one I was pretty confident would be stickerable, but